Hello and welcome to Jrock's Babylon. I'm your host, Jason Jrock Houston, and we got three of the members of the band, Torchlight Parade. Now, I love the name, guys, and I always love to ask, what's the story behind the name?
Yeah, Torchlight Parade is a funeral procession at night, and it's an ancient one that they used to at night parade the dead, to the grave with torches, and I'm an embalmer, and and that's what I do during the day, and then have this band here, and my brother he drives the hearse at the funeral home and brings the bodies into me and it's the name I came up with a long time ago and
Okay.
just stuck with me. It never went away.
Wow,
And
wow.
we were coming up for a name for a band, and I said, "How about that?" And it was spot on, I guess.
Yeah, so why don't we have you guys introduce yourselves?
I'm Matt, my stage name Torch.
I'm Doug, aka Dark Horse. I'm Samuel Engel, otherwise known as Rattlesnake Jake. I got a story about how I got my name, but
And Sam's my son.
yeah.
And then Gavin, he's not here, but Gavin's Sam's best friend. He's a drummer.
Oh, wow, wow. Yeah. And you know, that's a pretty cool story. The fact that you work at a funeral parlor, is that something, was it a family business or how did you initially get into that?
Wrong place at the wrong time. Yeah. I was in it ever as long as I can remember, working cemeteries growing up and
Okay.
mowing lawns and
Yeah, yeah.
helping in there. And then I went to Mortuary college and just kind of got in it.
Well, man, at least you're just a working stiff. You're not an actual stiff, you know.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Everybody's still dying to meet me, so that's good.
Yeah, yeah.
He got me suckered into it.
Yeah, I love that because you know my cousin, he got into that, like that was one of his first jobs he ever had, like delivering flowers, like to different mortuaries, you know. And he said it was quite a unique job, but it's something you don't really think you're going to get into, but you never know, huh?
Yeah, you never know where it'll where life takes you.
Yeah, and Torchlight Parade, I think it's a very fitting name for your band based on the music. I mean, you do seem to have, like, if you watch the music videos, definitely not quite a Kiss thing, but you guys definitely have alter egos. Did you each come up with your own kind of alter ego?
Uh, well, I'm sorry. What was that?
Like you get very dressed up. It's almost like you guys are characters. If anybody watches the music videos.
Yeah, yeah, we're a theatrical band, and we come alive when we play on stage, and we bring a lot theatrics as much as we can to the stage, including a full size coffin at times, and
Oh, wow. Yeah.
but getting that hauled around and other things. So, and but our songs that we have right now on our recent album, Children of the Night, we have it's Halloween based, and we have the Frankenstein of Death and Howlin' Wolf with the Wolfman and Vampire Night and Frankenstein of Death, and we bring up the characters when we play them songs, like Frankenstein and Michael Myers, and we bring the Wolfman up, and
We got big kettle drums for a song called "To Tell Us Die," and sometimes we even have bagpipers that from the funeral home for
Oh,
dancing
wow.
with the
Wow.
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then for Dancing with the Dead, I recently, like last year, I believe, at it was at a Red Flag show. I had an idea. There was this snake I bought from Spirit Halloween. It was like a plastic little rubber snake that had beads in it, and I was whacking it around and was hitting my bass with it, and it was just something I just had a good idea.
And he literally whips Frankenstein on stage with a big whip.
Wow.
he gets it.
Wow. Wow. I mean, that's so cool because, you know, I grew up on bands like Kiss and Alice Cooper, Motley Crue. So I love the bands when they get theatrical and do that kind of stuff because you're really giving the audience, your fans, a little extra, a lot extra, I should say, than just get up there and playing your instruments and here you go.
Yeah, yeah, we try to get them all involved, and then the parade is just a happy, good time, man. It's just a really good time, and everybody's welcome, man, and
Almost
everybody.
like the rock and roll circus has come to town. I mean,
That's
Yeah.
right.
And
yeah,
at the very end, we have this. It's a train horn, and it gets everybody's attention. I mean, that thing. I mean, everybody's like, you see their eyes light up.
Yeah,
yeah,
we hit you coming in, and then we're hitting you on the way out too.
there you go,
So
there you go. And scaring them all the way through with some kick-ass rock and roll music. Frankenstein of Death. That really, I love the video. I love the song. It really reminds me of my love for those classic, especially those classic Universal horror movies. Are you guys at all into those
right.
classic horror films? Obviously,
We
Oh
are.
yeah, I love them.
We love them all, and we watch them.
the
I mean,
original.
they
I
jump
love
right
that.
into
Yeah,
the shirt. Yeah.
yeah,
The keyboards on that song, and the keyboards through the whole album has got Teddy Zigzag, and he's played with Alice Cooper.
Guns N' Roses. Yeah.
Yeah. He played. That's him on the keys, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I urge you guys, if you're not aware of this, mentioning a guy like Teddy Zigzag, he put out a great solo album like a number of years ago.
Yes.
Where he's singing and doing everything. I think it's out of print now, but I think you can get it on YouTube. It's pretty cool if you can find it.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really seasoned and skilled. He's a great blues man,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
around musician. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny if you're a big fan of those classic horror films like we're talking about. I don't know what it is, but those films were made like in the 1930s, way before any of us were even born into the world. But yet, I think they knew how to make those classic films back then much better than they do today, and it was almost kind of amateurville at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It was. Yeah, that Boris Karloff and Bela Lugosi. They're the best.
yeah,
Well,
yeah. Boris, and it makes me laugh to think that Boris Karloff um, also did the voice of the Grinch.
Really? I
Yeah,
didn't
if
know
you go,
that.
there's I looked this one up to you guys. There's the original Grinch movie, which I think is from the 1960s, the animated one. Boris
Yeah.
Karloff does the voice.
Wow.
Yeah,
I know he was also
Wow.
in that movie Black Sabbath.
yeah, where Geezer found the name. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and so that's pretty cool because what you do is kind of centered around horror and your love of horror, what you guys do for a living at the mortuary, and it's not just like some band like doing a Halloween thing like once a year. I love the fact that it's all year round.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we never take it off, man, because we
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah, and you kind of have the Kiss effect in that you get all dolled up to go on stage, and then you can go out in everyday life, looking like this, and nobody's gonna know who the hell you are.
Yeah.
That's the fun part.
And so when you guys get all dolled up and all in your theatrical costume to go on stage, how long does that take to get made up like that?
Half hour.
Yeah, probably a half hour. We're usually pretty quick at it, I suppose. But we've done it enough where we got it down to a little science. So, and a lot of times we're in haste, but we pull it off.
Yeah, you got it down, obviously. And what's the rock scene like there in St. Louis, where you guys are from?
It's good. There's a lot of tribute bands out here, So, but I mean,
I think, is there a Torchlight Parade tribute
Yeah,
band yet?
yeah,
That probably
yeah.
is.
And cover
But-
bands too, cover bands. as
yeah,
well.
cover bands, tribute bands. But there's places around here where, like venues and stuff, where we'll
Sure,
get
sure.
on with some bigger bands. But we got a excuse me, we got in a couple of weeks over in Illinois, across the river from us. They have a parade, Granite City Parade, and everybody dresses up for Halloween,
Oh, sure. Yeah.
spooky event, and at the end of the parade, there's a venue with and they also have an outside stage. So we go up there, we have our sound and everything, and we'll be playing at the end of the stage. I mean, at the end of the parade. So
Parade route ends at our stage, so it's the city of Granite City, Illinois, that's hosting it. So
And
it's
you're gonna play a
really a
lot
good
of
time.
you're gonna play a lot of spooky tricks on your fans that night, I imagine.
Yeah, we got to play for at least 2 hours, so
Yeah.
we'll be there. And
there's another gig coming up. It's a bloodletting ball.
bloodletting.
Yeah, bloodletting ball, and it's like a vampire thing. And there's a bunch of original bands that play there. So we'll be tearing the walls down there.
Wow. And so, are you guys all involved in the songwriting, or does Matt do most of that?
My brother and I, we do it
Okay.
together, and it works pretty good when you work with your brother. And my nephew here, he's written Morticians Never Cry off the new album,
Wow.
and he's currently we're working on new songs always. And
Wow. I love the fact that it's a family thing, and with your nephew in the band, it's also, multi-generational. I mean, that's pretty cool. You had all these different influences coming into the band.
yeah, and our little Wolf Man, he's over here off camera, but he plays our Wolf Man on the stage. That's my other nephew. There he is, right there.
Not to be confused with Wolfgang Van Halen.
No.
Yeah. So is he like the next generation? He's watching his older brother, so he can join the band one day.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great playing with your brothers and writing songs with your brother and your family and traveling and on stage. There's nothing like it. I mean, there's just nothing like it, And if I get a deathbed moment, or I'm in a nursing home, at least I'll have those thoughts of,
Hey, can you imagine that day and one day like watching your music videos in your rocking chair and like, hey, that was me. I did that.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, shut up, go back to bed.
We just did a small tour with the Texas Hippie Coalition.
Oh wow!
And we all traveled together in the hotels and all that. But it's really easy because, me and my son, and it's easy to pack and all that. You just keep an eye on each other really close because you're family, So.
Yeah, I mean, it's really no chance of anybody like backstabbing each other because you're all the same clan, right?
Yeah. No, anything don't get backhanded,
Oh wow, Texas Hippie Coalition. So was that just a show, or did you guys actually do a tour with them?
Well, it was a 3-day tour. It was we went up to Joliet, Illinois, at the Forge, and then we went to Spillville, Iowa with them and played the Turkey River Festival. There was a bunch of bands. Then we went back down to Bloomington and played the Castle Theater with them there.
Well, that's pretty cool.
We were the main support too, so.
That's important, yeah. I mean, you got to, if you look like, I heard stories about, like I think it was 1979 when Van Halen and Black Sabbath did a tour together. Van Halen, they supposedly blew Black Sabbath off the stage and they were opening,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because
I'll let you come to the concert and make that decision.
I could see why you said that because Van Halen had to been for like a new band at the time or whatever.
Yeah. That's exactly what happened because Van Halen were just kind of on the rise, and Black Sabbath was like just about ready to call it a day with Ozzy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Kiss did that with, I think it was a Blue Oyster Cult or something. A year later, they wound up opening for them.
Yeah. Oh, I love those guys, Blue Oyster Cult. They're still around kicking it, but you gotta love them for that.
Yeah.
And so, have you guys got a chance to tour at all outside your local area there in St. Louis? Like,
we went up last year. Well, so we like went up to. We're from St. Louis, but this last year we were, or is it a year ago? We went up to Minneapolis, and we did the horror convention up there. Crypticon, yeah.
We did the Kansas City one a few months ago, whenever it was.
Okay.
And yeah, that other one was Minnesota, and then like Doug was saying, the 2 gigs in Chicago, and then 1 in Iowa. And with our record company, we had just gotten signed in early, I guess, spring or mid-spring, and all the summer shows and that were already booked up and all that. And so we have some shows coming up that we're waiting actually to hear for the summer gigs and stuff and festivals. So
yeah, want to travel.
You guys are signed with Pavement, right?
Yeah.
And how did you hook up with them? I asked because that's a great little label, to be on. I mean, they got a lot of great artists on the roster. Everything from you guys to Candlebox.
Yeah. Thanks to my wife. She put out she kept sending stuff, and then it just they got back with us, and before you know it, there it was, so.
Yeah. And so what was the recording process like? Did you go in there and record like all the songs at the same time, or you do it the modern way, kind of like releasing a song at a time?
Just depends, but sometimes we'll go in there, we'll record 3 or 4 of them, and then wait just a little bit and dial the other ones in and come back and do 4 more or whatever. And then the last 2 albums, once we get everything together, we'd send it off to Teddy, and then he'd send back. He'd say, "What do you think of this?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, that sounds like gravy now," And then before you know it, you just tweak stuff, and then you get a release. So.
And like I said, it's interesting because 2 of the songs I really dug was Frankenstein of Death, and then Love Is the Answer. And it's like the 2 kind of polar opposites, which I love, because it's like this, I don't know, Love Is the Answer, I guess, kind of a little more mellow. It's not like a power ballad or anything like that, but it's just a different side of what the band does,
Yeah, it is a different side, but that's maybe a little more spiritual side, but
that's cool too, because I imagine seeing a live show, like when you guys crank that one out, it's like, okay, we're gonna slow things down a little, and then we'll. Yeah.
But it rocks. The song got a groove to it, man.
Oh, sure. I mean, but I just love the fact that you guys don't just do one thing. That there's different sides to what you do. That's what I think makes for really talented, songwriters. Because I mean, look at it, even a band like the Eagles. You guys don't sound nothing like the Eagles, but I mean, that's why those guys have songs being played on the radio almost 50 years later, because they knew how to write a song.
Yeah, and when you play with, like, we've played with, Autograph and Striper, Beasto Blanco, Yobi Clark, a bunch of different bands. But so each time you go with this band or that band, you want to change your set list, Like if you open up for Jim Dandy, you want to play a little more bluesy stuff,
Right.
If you open up for Striper, you do different things,
Yeah. That's cool that you can do that. That you have that kind of catalog. Now, you mentioned being from St. Louis. I know St. Louis is also known for being like a big home of the blues. I mean, is that still big there these days, blues?
Yeah, the blues is big here, Chuck Berry and all that. And it's funny you mention that, because the song "I'm Not Dead" on the last album, we actually wrote that to kind of dedicate it to Walter Trout, which is a good friend of ours, and he's a blues king, Walter Trout, and Teddy plays with Walter Trout as well.
Ah, okay, that's pretty cool. And the reason I ask is you also mentioned you had a song called Howlin' Wolf, kind of inspired by the Wolfman. Now I don't know if you guys might be too young to know this, but there's a legendary blues guitar player named Howlin' Wolf.
Right. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic guy.
Yeah. He's one of the main originators of blue, along with, like you say, Chuck Berry, John Lee Hooker, B.B. King. Those guys are all the original bluesmen,
Oh yeah.
And then I mean, Doug, you're a guitar player, you said?
Yes.
So talk about who are some of your influences guitar wise, like that inspired you to kind of pick up and do what you're doing.
Okay, so he's not the best in the world, but he's my personal favorite.
There
And
you go.
if you were to look at a rock star of all the rock stars, I'd be like, that's the guy I want to be. Ace Frehley.
Hey, I'm a diehard Kiss fan. I
Yeah.
can understand that. And one cool thing about Ace Frehley is he's kind of a sloppy guitar player and he's all over the place, but he's the original. There's no mistaking about what he does, and he's I mean,
Yeah,
it's
you
amazing.
can.
If you checked out even his latest solo album came out last year, I think it was finally like a number. He finally had a number one album or something like that, but it charted on the Billboard chart. So even doing his own thing now, people are still digging Ace.
His, but his when he plays, you know it's Ace. He's got
Yeah,
signature licks, you know. But I like, of course, Eddie Van Halen, Randy Rhoads, Yngwie Malmsteen, all those guys. You know, they're
sure.
all great. But Ace is kind of dear to my heart just because he never had one guitar lesson, but he conquered the world with his, with Kiss. You know,
Yeah,
it's kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
cool.
I mean, so he did something right. I mean, maybe it was a matter of being in the right place at the right time, whatever. But he made it. He's still doing it 50 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, even after Kiss is kind of hung it up, and they got a big show in Las Vegas coming up in November, but they played their last final show in 2024, so Ace is still out there, playing the little clubs, whatever. But you gotta love the fact that he's still out there doing it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we seen him last year. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you mentioned Eddie Van Halen. Who's not a Van Halen fan? But I got to tell you, people were amazed when they learned that Eddie could not read a lick of music, but yet look at the legacy he had. Look at the career and look at all those guitars he created and all those sounds. Just amazing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. He was a
Yeah.
pioneer, man. I mean, that guy, he did a lot to the music community.
And what's your name, young man?
Samuel?
Okay, so are you a bass player?
Yeah, I'm the bass player of
Okay, so
Torchlight.
I was curious, what's your story as far as how long, how old were you when you first started playing bass? Who were some of your influences? Why was the bass your instrument?
I've been playing bass for 4 years, and I originally started off on drums and stuff like that for a while, but then I wanted to be out more with the fans and have a bit more fun, and I was like, why don't switch to bass that? Because I really just wanted to be out with the fans and stuff, and so it made it much easier for me to just, move around on stage because I'm a very energetic guy. I want to move around and stuff like that when I'm on stage with these guys. I mean, if I'm not moving, then something's wrong. But when I'm moving, that means that everything's good in good hands, and stuff like that. So, but another the other thing you were saying about my favorite bass player, it's a mix between two, but I'll give you my favorite one, who is Lemmy and stuff like that. Lemmy is a living god for me. I love Lemmy as a bass player, but I also loved Peter Steele of Typo Negative as well. He was a cool bass.
Wow, wow, two great legends. Gone way too young. No offense, but it's funny you say that. You kind of look like a young Lemmy.
Yeah, yeah,
Ask
for
you,
sure.
tell
Yeah,
him who your favorite band is.
favorite band.
Yeah.
Uh,
Right?
uh, well, that's my favorite artist is Rick Derringer, but my
He
favorite,
likes Rick Derringer a lot.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
not a bad guy. Yeah, Rick Derringer. I tell you, besides the great solo albums he did, he's another one just recently passed. But
right.
Rick Derringer, he played on some of those classic Edgar Winter albums. You don't know who that is? That's you probably heard the song "Free Ride." He played on some of that stuff. Yeah,
Frankenstein. I love his brother Johnny Winter, man. That guy can play the blues, man.
great Texas blues. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so I guess the last question I have for you guys, as far as the recording, do you guys record like in the same studio? Do you have a compound at home? Does everybody get in the same room and record?
We go to a place called Encapsulated Studio here in St. Louis. It's actually in Kirkwood and or Maplewood. It's in Maplewood. And his name's Gabe. He's the engineer, and he does a phenomenal job. Phenomenal, man.
Oh
He's
wow,
really good. In fact, we recorded. We're working on some newer stuff. Recorded there Friday. We're going back here this Friday to keep laying down some new tunes.
Oh wow, that's cool. I can't wait for that. We have to have you guys back now. I got to ask the very last thing. I promise. The music videos are quite impressive. Like I mentioned, the Frankenstein of Death. I love that video, and love is the what is it? Uh, love is the answer. That I just love. Now, was that AI? Is that computer generated?
For love is the answer, yes. Now, Frankenstein of Death, that's of course us,
Yeah.
but we rehearsed at a castle here in St. Louis, and that Frankenstein of Death was filmed in that castle.
Wow, wow, you guys are really getting the mood. And I just I gotta say, I urge people to go on the YouTube channel, check out the videos. They're kick ass. I mean, it's like something to me. You guys really take great pride in your work, and you can
Thank you.
tell. I really urge people to check out the videos because they're just very impressive. It's like visual eye candy. That's the best way I can describe it.
That's nice.
Yeah. Well, like I said, guys, thanks for doing this. I'd love to have you back. Maybe when I had a chance to hear the whole album, but we'll definitely have you back. And I'm going to post this tonight, so I will send you the link once it's up, and feel free to share it. Okay?
Yeah, and Dancing with the Dead on that last track on the album.
Okay.
There's the album there.
It's got
I love that.
bagpipes. I wrote a song on there so I could put the bagpipes in there. So you'll hear
Yeah, I know all about bagpipes. I mean, my grandfather, he came from Scotland, so I love that. And Children of the Night, that's, I guess, kind of a take on Dracula and Frankenstein, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
And the
cool.
new album, here's the Frankenstein of Death, the inner sleeve.
Tell them who made that.
Yeah,
Wow,
my
so,
son drew that. My son's the artist
wow,
there.
quite the artist there.
It's on green splatter vinyl.
Wow, I love that. And so, you want to let people know where they can purchase everything, the album and
Yeah,
merchandise?
they go to torchlightparade.com for all your music needs, and our fall collection is out now on the clothing.
And you can go to iTunes, you can go to Spotify, and all of that. That helps very much. But if you want a physical copy, you can go to torchlightparade.com and also hit us up on Facebook. Torchlight Parade, was it metal?
Facebook,
Yeah.
St. Louis Metal
Yeah,
Band.
metal band from
Wow.
St. Louis. Yep.
So, wow, thanks you guys for being a band that puts out actually new music, and full-length albums. There's not a lot of bands that do that these days, so I tip my hat to the ones that do.
Thank
Oh,
you.
thanks, man.
It's fun.
Oh yeah, and happy Halloween! That's right around the corner. I'm sure that's going to be your fun rocking night, right?
Our busiest time of the year.
Yeah.
Take care, guys. Bye bye.
All right,
Thank
thanks, man.
you.